We're gonna do a song that you never heard before. The volume.
Here they come and get wicked. Here we go again.
Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening? Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening? Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. What's happening? Listen, this is your boy Charlie Venus. 1.5 of the Slash Brothers podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages because we are live on both platforms at the same time. Ace Kennedy. With my horns. Bah, 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 bah. None of that. Listen, man, my bro gonna be joining real soon, though, man. We got a couple things we got to get into because big news. Jovante Biden is coming back to our good graces and has announced that he is forgiving student debt for $10,000. I need to know, am I the only person that's impacted by this? Kind of a big deal to me, right? And I think that one of the problems I'm seeing with this that people are saying is that, well, what does this mean for people who didn't go to college, right? If you didn't go to college and you didn't collect these student loans, people are going to have something to say one way or the other. But I think that the big problem that people are saying is just that. The other thing I think is pretty funny is because just as sure as I'm saying, wait a minute. Let me take a step back. Let me run Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. Hey, wait. Ace Kennedy, my brother from another mother. Was good. I'm gonna bring my bro up. This is one thing I think that's funny about this. So, $10,000.
Hello.
Are you good? All right, you straight on audio? I hear you. I hear you. First, I'll stop frowning up and looking mad. I hear you just fine, bro.
Hello?
Yeah.
Bro, my stuff ain't trying to connect to my earpiece right now.
I'm like, why is you looking mad?
Huh?
I'm like, why is you looking mad over here?
Bro, it's a lot going on right now. I can't get the headphones to connect. That's what's crazy.
You look like one of them old folks that's struggling with the technology. You making a face.
No, it's StreamYard, bro.
I'm about to say you making a face that I probably should be making right now.
Right. But you know what I'm saying? StreamYard, it gets to acting up sometimes. And so, yeah.
You connected. You good. Can you hear me good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. You good. I hear you just fine. Listen.
So what's going on, man? What's popping?
Couple things we got to talk about, bro.
What up?
Jovante Biden. $10,000 student debt. Wait a minute. I'd be remiss. I would be remiss. It's Friday.
Yeah.
I don't got the music queued up because my laptop is in the shop. But it is Friday. Give it to me. The best thing you've seen all week.
Best thing that I've seen all week would definitely have to be I've been watching the new She-Hulk. And so the new episode was pretty dope. I will say that.
Is it good? For some reason, I haven't even been interested in watching it not even a little bit.
Yeah, it's actually really good. It's different. Marvel always does something that's different with their shows. And this is one of the ones that's really different because it's like they break the fourth wall. She kind of talks to, the camera, whatever the case may be. And it's not afraid of itself. Like they know what they're doing. And so that's kind of what's been going on with it. So no, I love it.
I might have to check it out though, man. Oddly enough, I just finished watching Resident Evil. I think I've seen every single Resident Evil movie. So when I saw that Netflix had a series, naturally I felt like I had to watch it. I was obligated to. And it's kind of very weird ending. But slightly different twist on it though, man. But if you into sci-fi, if you've seen the Resident Evils, I would recommend it. It's one that if you just have some time to kill though, it's worth checking out though. Yeah. Listen, I'm gonna tell you this. Mine is real easy. I see that we lost my bro, but listen, for me, shout out to my other brother from another mother, Tony Williams. I was very surprised. If you take a look at my page, I shared he has a new movie that's dropping though, man, that I was very excited about. Because listen, I've seen my dude do some short films as well, and I've seen my bro go crazy, literally go crazy with the acting. And so he has another movie that he's actually dropping, Premonition, that he dropped the official trailer for though, man. And his projects just keep getting better and better and better and better though. So I was very happy to see the homie with a new project that he's putting on out as well. So shout out to him. If I had my air horns, it would be bam, 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 bam. But aside from that, your boy also put out kind of a sneak peek into my next joint that I'm working on. You know what I'm saying? Now that we done finally got this FTMG business situated, you know what I'm saying? So I was hyped. I'm pretty hyped about trying to put the whole thing on out there though, man. And it would be the first of a lot of new music that you'll likely see from the FTMG squad. Ace Kennedy.
Yeah.
Talk
So
about that. Listen. We were talking on last Tuesday. You were alluding to some changes that we've made as well. You also right now have music that's streaming out there. Some oldies but goodies.
So basically, a long story less long. We finally switched the business over to a new streaming. I mean, to a new music production platform. We are now officially on DistroKid, and so because of that, just uploading all the music. So you're gonna see all your favorite titles jumping on over there. There's a lot of stuff that's going live, and then the song that kicked everything off to have us switch, X-Man, will now be live on September the 1st. So September the 1st is the official release date for all streaming platforms, and that's due to the fact that we had to move everything over. Yes.
I'm just sitting here looking. I'm hearing all kind of dogs and puppies and going on here though. I think my dude is handling some biz. But listen, I'm very excited because there are a couple of songs that we put out that was just straight to YouTube, right? So Ace and I got a song, "Get Home to You," that will be hopefully by next week. That'll also be available just to stream. I know in the past, I don't know why I recorded the song and had primarily recorded the song just because I wanted to do the visual for it. So we did the song just to do a visual for it, never intended for it to actually be on a streaming platform. But people have asked for that, so that's another one that's going to go. There's some older songs as well that I think that people have been asking for a couple of years now. So pretty dope that we were able to go ahead and say, all right, this new music, now that we have kind of had the cuffs taken off, we can go ahead and just add more and more content out there though, man. So super duper excited about that. But I think that's a pretty big deal, especially for us in terms of being able to just put out more and more music. A lot of people will kind of ask like, hey, you know what? How come, like I put out the Bel Air 2 at the start of COVID. Can't believe it's been that long. But then it's always that creative process, man, where it's like between Ace and I, we're putting together projects and the production, and then we're trying to package it all together. And, now we kind of have the flexibility to just put out more and more music without it necessarily being tied to a specific project. And I think that it kind of gives the folks who like to listen to our music just more of that, more quantity and everything like that. So, but super excited about that one, though. But Ace definitely got a few of them things that you'll see on up there, though, man. But my joy, the Bel Air Trey Pound, the preview is out there. It's gonna be a dope one. It's it's for the crib. So it's chopped and screwed for the first half of the song. The video in itself is only the first half of it. And then once we officially, of course, get out there and put it out there, then we'll definitely talk about the whole song and everything like that. Just like we did Ace's song X-Men. Can't wait for y'all to hear that when they get the feedback, because it's a dope track. So real cool though, man. But I think that one of the things that we got to get into though is that I think when we on the last pod, if you kind of peeped in, we were talking about we just at the tail end got into DJ Khaled. DJ Khaled was talking about, hey, in a versus battle, can't nobody see him, right? And I've heard the same thing from DJ Drama, and DJ Drama was alluding to like, yo, I got some of them street records that I think that I can kill anybody. And that's kind of tough because, DJ Drama has some albums out, but he does have mixtape songs and everything like that. Got the Waynes. He got everybody has one. T.I. has one. Jeezy has Gangsta Grill. So he got some bangers. But Khaled was talking, and usually, you know what I'm saying, like Khaled, he's one of them that will pipe up his next project. And so he has this particular project God did. And it's funny because while he was talking, that one of the things that he said that just kind of tripped us out the most was that he said, hey, yo, I got a Jay-Z verse. And I think that it's a top Jay-Z verse of all time. I don't know that he necessarily said the best verse, but he was like, I got a classic all-time Jay-Z verse. And naturally, right? You think that somebody who put out a project, you want to kind of draw some attention to the project, and that's all cool. But I think that the thing that was interesting about that is that it's no secret. I got Jay-Z as the GOAT. I got him as the best of all. However you want to list and state the best, the GOAT, whatever, the lyrical, I got Jay-Z on the top, and it's not even close in my estimation, right? There's Jay-Z, and then there's everybody else. So to say you got a all-time verse for Jay, considering his vast catalog and some of my favorite verses of Jay, it had me thinking that Khaled was just on here just talking, right? And I'm thinking like, okay, I got to hear it. So mind you, I haven't heard all of the Khaled album. I went straight to the Jay-Z. Let me bring my brother back in because it looks like he's a little bit more situated.
Not really, but
okay. But listen, Ace Kennedy, have you had the opportunity to listen to the Khaled? You haven't listened to Khaled?
I haven't listened to it. I've just been, obviously seeing everybody's opinions about it. But no, I haven't heard it myself. I'm definitely gonna do that after the pod.
Let me tell you this, man. I say all of that to say, Khaled is right, bro, on this Jay-Z verse. It's one of the best Jay-Z verses of all time. I don't know where you rank it, because everybody, I know some people who will quote a Reasonable Doubt song, like Presidents, right? Alpha President. Some people will quote that line for line and say it's the best verse of all time. There are some Jay-Z songs from Blueprint that I think these are the best verses I've ever heard, right? And then there's even on Blueprint 2, he has a couple of ones on there but listen, what makes this Jay-Z verse seem that much more incredible, right, is that, and listen, this is spoiler for anybody who hasn't heard it, but listen, it's worth it, so trust me. But the song starts off with Rick Ross. Rick Ross goes in, right, almost as if he got the heads up, hey, I'm going to have Hove on this track, and I'm going to have Wayne on this track. So Ross goes in. Now, mind you, I would have liked, the beat was so up Rick Ross's alley, I would have loved just 2 Ross verses, and I would have been cool. Give me 2 Rosses on this beat, I'm good. Especially for what Rick Ross was talking. He was talking that Ross talk. Wayne comes on the track, right? Wayne comes on and gives you that Wheezy F Baby, the auto-tune Wayne rap, and he is doing the Wayne. So then I'm sitting here trying to figure out, did Wayne just smash Ross? Like it was like that. Like Wayne comes in, letting them things go, right? Hove comes on and pulls a Lil Baby, right? Where Lil Baby, he's did it on a Drake song. He's did it on a song with Lil Durk, where if he's just in that bag, he'll keep going. And his verse is longer. And so it reminds me of a story that Busta Rhymes tells about Eminem, where he said he sent Eminem this feature and he sent them the song and it was like 16, 20 some bars. And Eminem sends him the song back and Eminem has like 32 bars. So then Busta sends him a version back that has like 42 bars. And they're going back and forth because no one wants to get out rapped by length. Now I'm listening to Jay-Z and it just, this is gonna have me craving a yearning for another Jay-Z album, bro. Like it's dog, he's talking.
I wonder what inspired Jay that hard on it. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Listen, the thing that I like about Jay-Z, and I saw, so listen, if you don't already, one person that you would want to follow, that's a good follow on Instagram is Young Guru, right? On Instagram, he's listed as Kodak Lens. He's like a scratch photographer, great pictures, but he has some of the most exclusive pictures of Jay-Z at every event. He's there. He's that, but Young Guru is Jay-Z's go-to engineer. I think he's engineered almost every single Jay-Z verse. So you always hear him saying Guru and everything like that. He starts out shouting out Guru on this particular song, right? Now, what's crazy about this though, Ace, is that one of the things that you hear, one of the I got some notes here from the missus there. You need to check your messages, bro. But listen, I'm setting this up. So one of the things that's crazy about this verse is that you hear Jay-Z and you hear Jay-Z on different levels, right? You can have the Jay-Z doing his Big Willie talk. I like that Jay-Z. You also hear the Jay-Z where he can be very, introspective, like the 444 Jay-Z, right? But I think that one thing that you don't really hear Jay-Z do very many interviews where he's talking about his personal life. And so I think that when you actually do hear his personal life, it's typically through music. On 444, he had a couple of very intimate records where he was talking about, he revealed on there that he did indeed step out on Beyonce, which I can't believe, right? But I mean, there was a lot of his stuff, he talks about like his crew. And so I think that there's an interview with Young Guru, and he's just like, yo, there's some bars that he's saying on this song that people just won't get because they're like triple entendre kind of bars where they have like so different. You can take those and interpret those bars with different meanings. So, bro, fire verse. But I only say that to say that he's addressing, while Jay-Z doesn't keep his business out there like that, I think that for the most part, his personal life is very private. I think the one thing that's real dope about this one is that, yeah, he's doing a combination of a lot of the things that you talk when you hear it from Jay-Z. He's talking this Big Willie talk on this one. He's talking about there was never a billionaire in hip hop before Hove. Now he talks about the Kanyes, the Riris. He's talking about the line that I think that has a lot of people talking real heavy was him referencing that him and Meek Mill don't have beef. Like, dog, I helped homeboy, get out of doing a bid. Like, how can we have beef? Listen, I don't want to sound like I'm a prisoner of the moment, but already it might be a top 10. It might be a top 10 verse, man. It is early. I could be wrong. Like I said, I don't want to sound like I'm just going back and I'm just sitting here I'm comparing it to some of the Jay-Z verses that I absolutely love and I like different things about it. But I think that this one is up there. I think that Khaled, usually I look at Khaled like, you know what I'm saying, like he's kind of, you know, getting you to draw some hype to his projects though, man. But I think that Khaled might be on to something with this. So it's a top 10. The other thing that we got to get into, and maybe we won't, but I got to know y'all's perspective about this though, right? So, you know, we were talking for a while, like all of earlier this year, most of this year, you know, there was almost like some weekly content. Anytime Kim K and Pete Davidson stepped out, they were captured and snapped by paparazzi. Their story was basically told on the Keeping Up the Kardashian show. But they were always big in the news, and then boom, they break up, right? And so the crazy part about this is that, you know, we were talking before, and we assumed that because by the time that it became public, that maybe they had been dating for a little while, and that it was just new to us, like, you know what I'm saying? But I think that the part that's interesting about this is that now, fast forward. They announced that they're no longer together, right? Things are coming out as far as why they, you know, broke up. I think one of the things that I read was that Pete Davidson was basically saying, yo, he was kind of getting tired of the Kardashian metrics of, you know what I'm saying? Like she was like, oh, you need to go ahead and get in the gym. You're getting a little fluff and blah, 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 blah. So that was that. But aside from all of that, the latest is that Kim is ready to date again. And so my question for you, if you're watching this replay, right? How soon after one relationship are you open to? Now, I'm not saying that I'm not saying that they're saying that she is saying I'm ready for another relationship. But I think that the idea is that I'm open now to dating again, and dating could parlay into relationships. So my thing is that do people, women in particular, right? Is there a grace period where you say, all right, let me just relax, because she's just been married. So I'm assuming that because she's been married, that she's had this period where she's, you know, did that, right? Well, I would be surprised if she went Kanye, and then the next month she took some time off and then jumped, boom, that's she on Pete. Maybe. But I'm just kind of wondering if you're a female, and I'm only saying females because I have my assumption what guys would probably think. But I'm wondering, is there a grace period? Do you just say, let me rest? Let me let this last dude rinse out. Let me let this dude cool off, though, man. And so Ace Kennedy is back. Ace Kennedy. Am I tripping on this, though, bro? Like,
I mean, I think everybody heals differently, because the thing is that, you know, I think the bounce back is dependent on who you are. You know what I'm saying? And I think that at the end of the day, that is an individual choice. So I think that for the time being, I think she's probably gonna lay low.
So she said she's ready. They said that according to what was put out there, People Magazine or Yahoo, they said that she's ready. But my question for you is this, right? Okay, let's just say hypothetically, you have somebody. This is a perfect example, right? If I introduce you to somebody, right? Christmas, right? I introduce you to somebody around Christmas. Hey man, this new, boom, 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 right? 4th of July comes around. And I'm saying, hey, this is the new. This is the new, the hot new, right? And you knew that just, you know, 2 months ago, a month ago, you know what I'm saying? I had this, and I say this because this is one thing that's crazy. I have a family member who almost every time that we've gone to visit them, he's been like engaged, like he's introduced us to like 3 fiancés Well, bro. So I'm saying, I guess with guys, the bounce back can be fast, but with females, like is that a chill period? Let me back off.
Everybody's different. That's what I'm saying. Like everybody is different. So there's no cookie cutter answer as to who's when somebody says they're ready or when somebody's not ready or whatever the case may be. Like so if somebody says they're ready, I mean, you can only take them at their word. That's it.
Do you think that it's easier for her now because she was with I think she was with Kanye for like 15 years or something like that though, right? Which is crazy that it's been that long. But do you think it's easier though having had him as the rebound guy, where it's like, okay, well, I had this long term where I had all of these things, right, tangible things invested into this relationship. Okay, now I moved on. This is the second move on within this recent period, anyway, though, man. So I guess it would make it easier to bounce to move on and slide past the second dude.
I mean, like I said, I think that you can only take somebody at their word because I think maybe once you actually get in a relationship, then you can be like, all right, I was ready or I wasn't. So I think if somebody says they are, that's the only thing you can take them on and go from there. Because
did we expect this one to last any longer? I don't know if we said that. Did we kind of? I know that a lot of people were talking like both of them were wearing the rose tinted glasses about this relationship, right? But did we expect this one to be something that would transpire to another long-term relationship, or is this, like, again, Pete? We did say Pete has the impressive resume. Is this another feather in the cap?
I like I said, I haven't dove into why they even broke up to begin with. So it just, it's always everything is from the outside looking in. So from the outside looking in, of course, it's like, here it is, another bad one's gone that was on his resume. So it's just like, I don't know how serious. And then, they were friends to begin with. I don't know that they expected it to be what it was. I don't think they expected it to get to the point that it got. I think she probably was lonely and, he probably always felt some type of way about it. I don't know. But at the same time, I just think that, she's just in a different place and probably wants what she wants. So
this is what I find funny about this, right? Because like a lot of times, man, I see this on social media a lot, man, where girls we like, oh yeah, that's my bro, right? So what I'm saying, Pete Davidson was her bro, and now they have this relationship. So like, does he go back to being the bro? And if you're the new guy, right? And you how do you? I don't even understand how you even have the same kind of friendship then, right? Because
they won't. They won't. It's that part of it is done. Once you cross that particular line, with the way their relationship was, nah, you ain't going back.
Yeah, I don't know how. I don't know. Even with them aside, I don't know how you can say no. I'm in a relationship, and then you say no. This is just my homeboy, and then you get with your homeboy in the relationship. It don't work out, and then you say, oh, okay, well, we back to just being friends. It's like, yeah, you could just be friends in the sense that you care. You want to see that they're doing all right. You want to make sure they're well off. But I don't know how you go back to whatever the friendship was before for them or anybody, though. That just seems like that would just be crazy, though, bro.
Yeah, no, there's no go back. There's no get back with that one. So because of that, I think that it's to a point to where they probably gonna have to go their separate ways altogether. Because I mean, like I said, without knowing the details of how they broke up, who broke up with who, and all that other, from what I mean, just thinking about it, I would think she would have been the one to break it off, and he ain't gonna be ready to see her with nobody else like that. And he could, I don't know, bro.
Does he get the tattoos covered up now?
I mean, the tattoos were subjective anyway because they were just initials. So, we speculated that. I never heard him come out and say that's what them tats was for. So
But does he get them? Does he get them removed? Does he get them covered up?
No, I think that's just another brick in his tenured storybook life or whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's just one of those. It's a par for the course, and you kind of document your journey as to where you've been. So I think that's what that is. So it's just because I'm sure he probably still cares about them kids or whatever like that. It's just if that's what he got it for.
Listen, this is all I'm saying, bro. There's no way that stop. Hey, stop. You Cap. No. I just stop. I gotta call Cap, bro. I gotta call Cap. Because here's the thing about it. So you mean to tell me that you would just be cool if you dating a chick if she had her ex's name still on her? Like at some point, like bro, like stop the Cap, bro. Like cover it up, do something though, man. But there's that. I don't know, bro. I'm not saying that, I don't want to come across like I'm just like I'm the super trio OG, but there's just no way that I can sit here and say, all right, if you got these, especially if you ain't even been with them that long. So now you fooled around and you got this new tattoo. You got a new tattoo of a fairly recent girlfriend. It's like, bro, get it removed before you can get serious with somebody. It's just like, no, stop. Like I know that you saying that he won't, bro, but that's Cap, bro. I know you would. I know if a girl told you that, though, bro, you wouldn't just be like, all right, well, that's your past. Like, stop the Cap, though, bro. Stop it. I don't know, man. But it's crazy though, man. It's just one of those things. I just couldn't fathom some chicks telling me, yeah, you know what, man, I used to date this dude, Keyshante, and this is. I got this name. You know what I'm saying? He done got his name tattooed on me. Even if he had his name tattooed on him, that's probably even worse. So, like, stop it. Stop. That means that I understand it's your past and everything like that. But at the same time, it's like, no, before you need to address that past and remove that for me to be a part of it, though, bro. I'm not with that. Maybe it's just me. I'm only thinking about that from a guy's perspective. If that happened, if a female was in that scenario, though, bro, you sitting here with a chick and she got Leroy's tattooed on her waistline. Like, nah, bro, I'm not. That's Cap, Ace. You would have a problem with
that. Like I said, for me, I definitely think that he's gonna have an issue with moving on. It's done.
Hey, done. Listen, man, resumes. Let's just like Nick Cannon. He's adding to it. He's expecting the 10th. I thought he was going for a nice round number. 10 seems to be it, though, man. Listen, what we doing with Nick? Is he? Can we officially retire him and put him in the Hall of Fame, bro?
He is in the Hall of Fame, but at the same time, he's doing what he said though. Like it's not like he's doing something that we don't know about. He already said that this is what he was doing. So from that standpoint, I ain't doing nothing with Nick. I mean, the dude, first of all, he has the money to be able to do what he's doing. And I was told to mind my business, meaning that if he set out to do something, he knows what he's doing, he can financially support that, then it is what it is. So I'm cool with Nick doing exactly what he's doing.
Listen, man. Listen, people, this is the thing that's crazy though, man. I think that people I think that people have this issue because Nick Cannon is relatively young, right?
Yeah.
But I think that there are people who Quincy Jones, right? For example, Quincy Jones has 7 kids, and everybody knew about it, right? I don't think that anybody makes a big deal. I think that even with that said, though, I think that somebody said that Quincy Jones every year for like Christmas or Thanksgiving has all of his kids and all of their kids all over, and even the baby moms all come through, and that's just it, though. But it's almost like I think that part of it is because Nick Cannon is still so very young, and we've watched Nick Cannon grow up in front of us, that I think it's hard for people to fathom that, okay, that he has somebody of our age basically is dropping these kids off like that. And to be honest with you, I mean, I think everybody knows somebody who has a lot of kids. So, I think that because it's
It's against the norm. What it is it's against the societal norm, right?
Mhm.
And the thing is, like I said, when you have the money to be able to do the things that you want to do, and then you're going against what is considered the normal, of course people are going to have issue with it, because it's like, here it is that that we are conditioned to be married and have the kids that we have when we're married. It is a little bit different to hear somebody out here that's like, nah, I'm trying to basically leave the world with more of me. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Because the thing is he's already said, like people have speculated that maybe he's sick or whatever the case may be. We know that publicly he's talked about lupus and stuff like that. So it's one of those things, we know about that. But again, he set out that this is what I'm trying to do, and this is the way I want to do it. And he has the money to take care of his kids. It ain't like he out here bumming though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, listen, Eddie Murphy got 10 kids, bro. Like, what are we talking about, bro? Like, and like I said, I think that it's just because, and even Eddie Murphy, a lot of his kids are fairly younger, so it's like, listen, bro. I'm not too mad about it, to be honest with you, but I do think that it is funny though, man, that even like Diddy got 6 kids and nobody even nobody bats an eye about it, right? And
Yeah.
granted, that's still less than what Nick Cannon has, but it's just the fact that, you know what I'm saying, like, people been having a bunch of kids for quite some time though, bro. I think that
Well,
that is
I think the thing is too, you know what I'm saying? It's like we talk about like all these artists and their antics and how they stay relevant or whatever like that. This is Nick Cannon's. I mean, the thing is that, you know, he got Wild and Out back and this, that, and the other. But this is one of those things that is gonna constantly, you know, be a joke, and it's definitely gonna be used on Wild and Out, just like how they wore out the whole Mariah Carey owns
yeah. At
you
least they
type
at least
thing.
they finally offer that though. At least they
I mean,
finally.
it's because they got something new to talk about, and not only that, they divorced, and I'm pretty sure he like, all right, you know, like we can move on from that. But I just think it is. I'm championing him because the thing is that what he's doing essentially is basically setting up generations, because it's almost like he's hiring people, to be honest.
Well, let me ask you this though: Is it how is okay? Why is it then, right? Why is it that Nick Cannon's is looked at differently from Future?
Um, because I think Future is like, it's almost looked at like Future's having it with randoms, right? Whereas Nick is selecting these people that he's having kids with. Like like he's handpicking them. You know what I'm saying? Like they have arrangements. It's like these are planned pregnancy, so to speak. You know what I'm saying? So I think the difference I think is because this is unprecedented. Like, you know, it's almost looked at like with Future, it's almost like he ain't right with the methods. And Nick is like, nah, this is what it is. Like, this is what it's gonna be. You know what I'm saying?
I think I think it does make it look a little different though, man, because I think that to me is the biggest difference. Like I look at that, man, and I think that people for some reason think that I believe now, I could be wrong, but I believe Nick got some one-offs where he got one kid and one baby mom. I think that the issue with Future is just the fact that all of his seem to be just
Yeah,
ones. And I don't.
Nick
Yeah,
is not being reckless, and they think that their Future is.
yeah, and
That's
listen,
the difference.
Bobby Brown still shooting up the club, bro. Still shooting up the club. He still got babies though, bro. So I don't know, man. It's weird though, man, because I know people don't look at Nick Cannon and Future the same. Like they look at, you know what I'm saying, like Future, like he like what he, and maybe I guess maybe it helps that Nick Cannon was at least married
Right.
to Mariah, and I think even with this girl that the current one, he said no, I'm making plans to marry this girl though, man, not just So I don't know. But I do think that everything that he's doing is part of a plan, though, man.
Yeah, it is a plan because, and like I said, I only, you know me, I'm big in believing people when they say what they doing, and so I believe that, you know, what he said. So he said that he's working on this, so I'm gonna have to take him to his word, bro.
I think Nick Cannon is trying to compete with the Wayans brothers, daddy.
Okay.
Yeah. But listen, shout out to Nick. Keep having them kids, though, bro. You might as well go for 12.
That's what I was thinking. Go 12.
Listen, let me ask you this, though, bro. I was talking about this right before Jovante Biden said, hey, you know what? We gonna forgive $10,000 in student debt for people who have made under 125 or families who have made below 250,000, right? So my question for you is this: does that impact your household?
Sarah has student loans.
Okay.
So it would be great for them joints. I was blessed because
you breaking up, but if you hear me, I heard you say that the missus does, so she is impacted. You were saying that you were blessed that when you went on the military dime. Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. This is the crazy thing. I'm the point I'm getting at is this: how many times in your adulthood, right, have there been any bills passed or laws that were enacted that directly impacted you? Where, you know, a lot of times they put out these bills and, you know, they impact everybody. They're for all Americans, and you kind of, you know, do that where it's like, all right, it's going to impact the majority, and you might not be the people that impact. But how many bills? What was the last thing that you can think of where you said, oh, this bill was passed and it directly benefited you?
I don't know about the benefit, but affecting me a lot. But benefiting me, I can't recall something like off the top of my head to say, yeah, when this passed, then this, you know, maybe like the child care acts, you know, like, you know, the stimulus stuff, that type of stuff. But I can't think of anything else that was just like, yeah, this is a direct benefit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, I thought about that, and the more I thought about it, I said, you know what? In my lifetime, though, right? Now I am one of those that went to college. You know what I'm saying? I'm one of those who had student loans, and I think that this directly impacts me, right? And when I say directly impacts me, it's funny because I think that my amount, Jovante Biden must have had me in mind when he had the people that are like, because I'm talking about, yeah, I've been paying down student loans ever since I've graduated college and everything like that. And it's interesting how the student loan process works, because usually the reason why people hold on to student loans for so long is because while your amounts are higher, the interest rates on student loans are typically some of the lowest of any other kinds of loans. They're usually lower than auto loans, home loans, whatever loan you get, it's there. So it's like, well, I'm going to pay off these other things because they're higher interest rates. And then you hold on to those student loans for longer. And so that was always the case with us as well. We were cognizant and saying, well, you know, we might as well not worry about paying off student loans because the rates on them are so much lower. But I think that this one is one of those things, though, bro, in my lifetime that I can think of where I says this is put in place and it changes my life immediately, right? It impacts me immediately, right? And I agree with you. The stimulus, that was cool and everything like that. I was fortunate enough to where I wasn't impacted by COVID in a negative way. And so I think that this one, though, bro, like, yeah, it makes a huge deal for me.
This one is definitely the when you talk about clutch shooting and stuff like that, this could be the game changer for the Dems, bro, because up until then, I haven't heard too many people say anything to where it's like, all right, we won by having Jovante in the seat, right?
Facts.
So if this one goes through and people are significantly impacted in a positive way, it could be that clutch shot the Dems needed, bro.
He needed something, bro. Because I'm gonna be honest with you. I voted for Javante, right?
Right.
But haven't been that impressed. Like I like,
I
and
don't know.
mind
I
you,
don't know too many people that have been, but at the same time, see, this was the thing for me, right? Politics aside, this had like when I voted, it had zero to do. Like, this is the thing. Donald Duck could have ran against uh 45 and I would have voted for Donald Duck, bro.
I'm inclined to agree with you.
So for me, like I understand what you're saying as far as like there has been nothing that's like a significant like improvement in
Right.
this, but it wasn't about the politics for me. It was about the person on the other side, because when you are telling people it's okay to hurt other people, I have an issue with that.
Facts.
I'm a person who loves people. So when that was not okay. So like I said, you can make it 4 years through some BS and recover. You know what I'm saying? Uh, so even if that means he only getting one term, maybe, or whatever, but it's just one of those things. Like I'm just not for being okay to making it like it's okay to, like, we had way more people coming out that closet
Yeah.
of racism and all that other stuff to where it was like, nah, I ain't
Yeah.
for that.
It could, because to me, it's like, I look at Republicans and Trump supporters as different things, right? Like you're a Republican because that's the political party that you vote with, right? But when you're
Yeah,
a Trump supporter, to me, that lines up with how you feel, to me, right? That lines up with your ideology. He isn't just the leader of your party. No, you align with all of the things that he's about. Like that's why. But even with that said, though, right? I love, you know how much I love me some Barack Obama and Michelle Obama. I think that the one thing the thing that you can't really put a number on or a metric on, right, was the hope, right, that Barack Obama would give somebody to say, okay, I can tell my son, right, that, you know what I'm saying, you could be president. We had one of them, you know what I'm saying, you could, right? I think that that's fine, but I think that even with that said, a lot of the things that the affordable health care, like I get that part, right? Like that was the one that was his crowning thing. But even with that, I wasn't directly impacted. And while I appreciated those things being implemented, it didn't change, it didn't impact me directly, right? So then
right.
fast forward, I'm thinking like, okay, well, while Barack Obama was listed, while he was president, during his terms, the 8 years that he was there, I don't think that he was able to, at least move forward a lot of the policies that he wanted, because people were there just to be obstacles, right? There were people who just ran solely under the banner that I'm going to undo everything that he did and erase him from history. And I'm going there. Doesn't matter what I'm planning to do. I'm just telling you as a voter that I'm going to undo that. Right. And even when 45 was president, his first couple of years were just there trying to repeal everything that Obama did. But I don't think even he was able to afford it the opportunity. A lot of the things that he was looking to do, and a lot of things that a lot of these presidents actually look to do, are bills that look so far down the road. And I understand that, and to take care of the youth and everything. But I'm talking about, I can't think of something aside from this where I say, you know what, no, this swings tomorrow for me, right? Like that, it's that big of a difference to me. And maybe some of the other things that have been put in place impacts other people, and maybe something I'm missing. But I've never in my lifetime as an adult haven't seen anything at all that I think changed my life negatively or positive, but this one just so happens to be one of those the positives though, man. So he was losing me. I'm gonna be honest with you, man, because I mean it was almost to the point where it's like, all right, bro, you know, like if 45 ran again, I feel some type of obligation that because I voted for you, just because I thought that you were the better option than him, not that you were the best option, but just the better. That was why I voted for you then. So I feel like I have to do it this time. But I'm gonna be honest with you though, man. If 45 didn't run, I would understand if somebody just people who the people who don't vote. If people said if these are the only options that I have, if 45 isn't running, then I'm cool with not even voting at all. And I hate people who don't vote. But
Well, I would honestly be. I can see more people voting Republican that probably don't typically vote Republican.
I can see that as well. If you were on the fence, I can see that.
I'm talking if 45 wasn't running again.
If 45 wasn't running again, you're saying that you think that there are more. If 45 wasn't running, you think that there are Democrats that would vote for a Republican?
When you're looking at the economic stuff, right? Like, you know, gas prices that's going right there immediately, because when you're talking about affecting people, right? Mm-hmm. Gas prices was a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So they're going to be like, well, look, every time at least when 45 was in the office, I had money. So I can see, you know, a lot of people aren't going to be, they just know what's in front of them, right? So if it's like, look, you want these gas prices to go down, vote Republican. That could work.
See, I think that the gas prices now are back down, right? But I think that but listen,
they still in the threes, bro.
Yeah, but we were in the threes before. We were in the threes out here.
Right, but it was in the twos when 45 was in.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though, right? I think that this is the thing I look at. I don't think that it's a coincidence, right? I don't think it's a coincidence that Jovante Biden made this announcement now, the timing of it, because here it is. You have primaries coming on up for a lot of Democratic seats. So I think that that's one thing. It's no coincidence that the timing that gas prices are now down, right? Because all of these, you know, the Republicans can always say, oh, this person voted with Joe Biden 97% of the time, 98% of the time, whatever. So it's like there's no coincidence of the timing on it, right? There's elections coming on up. But even with that said, though, man, I think that what was losing me, I don't think anybody, maybe they predicted this war, what happened with Russia and Ukraine, and maybe somebody who is a strategist would say, no, what he's doing is our playbook for how we would be involved with the war. I don't know if that's indeed the case. I guess my thing is that I don't know that 45 would have been able to do anything differently. That's my big thing.
But everything is about timing, though. So even though you're saying that, it's everything is the timing. So we can only go off what actually happened versus what could have and should have didn't happen. So it just is what it is, man.
Yeah. It's no, like when you think about that though, right? The timing wise, right? It's no coincidence, right? It's no coincidence to me that 45 gets his house raided. And they knew he already had them documents there. They were wait out there. Listen, Ace, you think about this though. Gas price gone down, right? Then they said, well, we got to go ahead and give more money in aid to Ukraine. So we give them money for aid, and then boom, here come the primaries. They're coming on down the slate. So we're gonna go ahead and now we're gonna forgive this debt that we said that we do, right? We've been had the money, we've been could have done this, right? And then, oh, by the way, 45 House is gonna get raided for these documents. Whoever dropped that dime on him that he had, they knew they had to have already known that. Like, so it is timing though, bro. But I would be curious to know if for some reason, if he is ever indicted on these charges, what does that mean for the Republican Party, not MAGA supporters? Because I think that they're gonna go ride with him anyway. here's the one thing that I don't know that I would necessarily vote for these Republicans. What I am curious to know though, bro, is that I'm just kind of curious to know who is the next up Republican. Like not Ron DeSantis
No, I
for
understand what you're
Florida.
saying.
Who is it? Because my thing is that I think that the issue that Republicans have is that they had 45 hijack their party, and now you've kind of split your party. But even aside from that, it just also made it seem like your party is very easy for some hostile takeover like that. But who is this next Barack Obama version of a Republican? That's what I'd be curious to know. Someone who I think could basically cater to both sides, even while they're Republican. And I don't know that they have it. So that's the only reason why I guess I wouldn't vote Republican necessary unless there was that kind of person. And then the option for a Democrat. Like if there was anybody else, like Ted Cruz, like seriously, like
No, it definitely does. It definitely does depend on which Republican. I'm not saying that just any Republican is going to change the thing. All I'm saying is, who is the Democrat that's going to step up? Like, do you think folks is ready to vote for Nancy Pelosi? Or
no. Nancy
so that's what
Pelosi
I'm
needs to
saying.
retire.
Like,
I'm gonna be honest with you. The logical, so that's a good question. The logical choice is Kamala Harris because she's younger, right?
Right.
But when I say
she's
that,
attached to Javante right now.
well, that happens. So here's the thing, though, right? Here's the thing that's interesting, and usually that happens that way, right? So if you're president, right, then your VP had traditionally ran for president and would win. That's how if I'm not mistaken, that's how the Bushes got into office, was because Bush Sr. was the VP to Reagan or something like I don't remember exactly, but usually it's somebody else. But Barack Obama to me is one of the first ones that I think wasn't affiliated with anyone, because he wasn't affiliated, for example, with Bill Clinton's.
Right.
Okay. So I don't know. Maybe even Bush Jr. wasn't either though. But he had his family ties though, man. But I don't know, man. But I think that Kamala Harris to me is the person that would. But to be honest with you, I think that there are people who I think that Kamala Harris would be good. I would just be curious to know who would be her VP, right? I think that would be. Oh my God. There's a guy who I can't. What's my guy from New Jersey, bro? He's Cory Booker is the guy who I would think. I don't think that we got Barack Obama in there, man. I don't think Cory Booker is they're gonna let Cory Booker in there like that, though, man. But he was a person who I thought would be the other person who I would say I would have voted for him.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly, man, I would have voted for Bernie. I would have voted for Elizabeth Warren.
I would have voted for Warren.
Yeah, she just seemed like she just seems like her temperament. She would be able to handle some of them old men that's got something to say. Like she would be able to clap back. You know what I'm saying? And I would respect that. Somebody that's gonna fight for the office. You know what I'm saying? And get some stuff done. But
see,
you know what I'm saying?
And I agree with that, right? I think that the only issue with that is that I think that those kind of people are the people who are better served with getting things done by them. Now, I think with her being president would handhold her for how much she can actually do.
No. I agree with that. But I also think that sometimes JB just looks like a figurehead. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. Like I'm just saying, if she was an option, I would have voted for her. I understand what you're saying. Like it doesn't mean that when you become president that you can just immediately make the change. That you still got to get everybody to get on board.
Here's the interesting thing. I think that when it came to that election, this is the weird part about it. For the Democratic note, the issue that I had is that I thought that Joe Biden could have beaten Donald Trump and did beat Donald Trump. But when I was voting to see, that's what I was saying. I said, I like Bernie, but I think that he would have just got lambasted in a debate by. And I think that Elizabeth Warren would have been so hard on him that I just thought that some men wouldn't have taken so kindly her going. So I just thought logically, I picked Joe Biden because I thought that, and it worked because he beat 45, and that's the only reason why I voted for him. Mainly was because I thought that, though, man.
Now I get that.
Yeah. And listen, it's Friday, man. What you got going on for the rest of the week? Oh, I'm gonna hold off because we didn't catch it. Tuesday we talk about this Pat Beverly.
Talking about who? Oh, Pat
Tuesday,
Beverly.
We're gonna talk about Pat Bev.
Yeah. Let's do that because I honestly think some more news is gonna hit over the weekend. Because we gotta talk about Pat Bev, we gotta talk about Chet. So we gotta. Man, listen to the fans, y'all. I had a bunch of stuff going on. Your boy, we appreciate y'all for riding with your boys. For this weekend, man, we're supposed to have a relaxing weekend. Just found out some news though, so everything is going crazy right now, bro. I'm just trying to take care of the fam. That's about it.
Man, I think that this weekend I'm hoping that I got so much stuff to do. I've been feeling naked here without my laptop, so I'm hoping to get my laptop back so I can go ahead and finish my campaign for. I found some of those strategies that I think I want to put in place of rolling this particular project out, but I got to finish the music part of it, right? So I'm looking forward to getting my laptop back. And I think other than that, though, man, I'm kind of doing a bunch of prep and running some errands, though, man. It's the fall is a busy time, and I got my anniversary coming up, your birthday coming on up. I got a lot of this and a lot of that coming on up. So yeah, man, I'm doing a lot of that planning here this weekend, though, man. So that's my weekend, though, man.
That's
one
what's
thing
up.
that we got to talk about too. Right, we got to talk about young cat rookie Julio Rodriguez, baseball. This man, they signed Maximal, getting that bag, $470 million. It almost has me thinking Landon needs to go ahead and switch sports, though, bro.
Right, facts.
Hey, listen, if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the Slash Brothers YouTube and Facebook pages because we're live on both platforms at the same time. You can subscribe to the notifications. That way you get the heads up whenever you and your boys. Never go ahead and go live. Ace Kennedy. I had it clean earlier, though, man. You missed the pow, 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 pow.
Hey, man, we appreciate y'all, man.
Peace out, y'all.